We're heading into the second week of Big Sky Conference play. We're here again with third-year head coach Lynn Kennedy. Coach, we're coming off a nice win at home to start conference play against Sacramento State. Got kind of hairy at the end. Talk us through what kind of transpired towards the end of that game.
Well, kind of unfortunate for them, but fortunate for us. And I think you'll take wins however you can get them in conference play. The last minute of the game, they hit a big three to go up 2, and we got sucked down defensively, allowed them to get that shot off. But our team kind of stuck with it in that timeout right after that. We had a couple turnovers, but you could see that we were still into the game. We knew we had chances to win the game. We've been in close games of late, either up or down, and been able to come back and win those games. So we had a couple turnovers, but we stayed with it, and I thought our execution, especially on the last 2 plays, when Kylie got her 3, and then when we got the out-of-bounds play 2, I thought our execution was as perfect as you could get it. They made one pass that they probably shouldn't have made, that long pass. But we were smart. I think, our team is smart to let it go, so we get the ball back at our end. So it ended up playing in our favor this time, and hopefully we can continue that. We do a lot of last-minute situations, so it paid off in the end for us in that game.
Ashley Bolston hit a pair of free throws with 0.8 seconds left in the game to give the Vikings a 74-73 win over the Hornets. Ashley had another 25-point performance against Sacramento State. Talk about her performance and then some of the others against the Hornets.
Well, I think it's a team effort, and I think what's happened is Ashley's come back, but it's been our team that's been playing better. It's hard to stop just one player, and we have multiple players that have, stepped up and allowed really a scoring punch, some shooting from the outside that either allows our post to get going or Ashley's drive. She had some couple drives there at the end, and she had a couple threes in the first half as well. So I think, looking at it from a coach's aspect, I think it's hard to just guard one player. Teams will try to shut her down. I think that will allow opportunities for other players as well. Sydney stepped up, and she, again, got some good points for us, and defensively was, especially on the backside, her rebounding. So she stepped up. Courtney hit a couple shots there at the end. Kiana hit a couple threes in the first half. Tatiana gave us some good minutes in the first half as well. I thought Pia's defense, that kind of gave us a spark the second quarter when we didn't play a very good first quarter, allowed some offensive rebounds. She came in. Both her and Tatiana gave us some rebounding in the second quarter. Corey's been consistent all year. So I think when you start looking at, all the players, they're stepping up at opportunities, and then you have a freshman point guard that hits a big 3 at the end, and she's done that in a couple games. So I think we're a team, hopefully, that teams are finding it's hard to guard, and if our defense can keep stepping it up a little bit and we start, really only allowing one shot, I think we have opportunities to win at the end, and it did give us a chance to win at the end.
It's the second time over the last 4 games that Kylie Jimenez has hit a big 3 to spur us on to victory and a comeback late in the game. Talk about the impact that your freshman point guard has had on this team and distributing the ball so efficiently that she is.
She's a quiet leader. She doesn't say a whole lot, but I think, just her play and her actions, that kind of leads us in times that we need a big shot or a big drive or a big pass. And even on the defensive end, she tips some balls or stays in front of the offensive player and allows us to get a stop for that possession. So she's done a lot of things in clutch situations. Like I've said before, it's tough for a freshman point guard to come into this league and excel, and she's done a really good job. And I think it's just been her consistent work, during practice. Outside of practice, she'll get in extra shots and she'll do some tape review, and I think that's allowed her to kind of take those next steps to be one of the better point guards in the league. So I think she's got to continue to do that, and I think our team is, kind of embraced that. They've stepped up in their roles as well, and that's allowed her to make an easier transition to the college game.
The Vikings continue their homestand this week against the Eastern Washington Eagles this Thursday night at 8 o'clock at Lewis and Clark College. Coach, talk to me about the Eagles and what you've seen out of them through. They've got 2 games so far through Big Sky, but Big Sky and non-conference play.
Well, and they beat North Dakota, and they had opportunities to beat Northern Colorado as well. And they're a tough, physical team, well coached. They play extremely hard. They got one of the better players in the league, and they've got shooters that can knock down shots as well. And they're physical in the post. So, for us, it's probably leading up to this point. It's probably the toughest game we've faced as far as an overall team where they have shooters, players that can drive, and then their physical post play. So we've got to play the best game of the year Thursday night in order to be successful. I think for us, it comes down to rebounding. We can't let them get offensive rebounds. We've got to be able to block out and really start our fast break with those blockouts. Keep the ball in front. Know where the shooters are. If you let Hodgins get going, it seems like the whole team kind of surrounds her, and once she gets that momentum, they kind of piggyback on her, and she can carry a team. She's done it the last couple of years. And offensively for us, we've just got to run our sets and understand what the defense is giving us and be able to counter that and to be able to knock down shots. So it's an exciting game, especially early on at home at Lewis and Clark, and to have that opportunity for the first 3 games at home, we've got to take that opportunity and really do the best we can Thursday night in order to come out with a win.
Following Thursday night's game against the Eagles, the Vikings will host the Idaho Vandals on Saturday at 1 o'clock. Again, Idaho split their last weekend to open conference play, and what have you seen from them and their senior-laden staff?
So when you look at Idaho, they had chances to win their first 2 conference games as well. Probably the best shooting team in the conference. They had a tough, difficult non-conference schedule, playing some of the tougher teams, and they start with a win at Colorado State, and you're just not sure what you're going to get from them. If they're hitting shots, they're probably the best team in the league. If they're not, you got a chance. So I think going into it, we've got to know where everybody is at every time, because they can shoot from anywhere at any time, but they're actually doing a better job of attacking the basket now too. And with McCorkle, she can play inside and out, so they've got an inside game as well too. So they're a tough matchup for us because they can shoot from the outside, they can attack, and they've got that inside presence that can step out and hit threes as well. So we've always had tough games against them, but they're going to be a tough matchup for us on Saturday.
The Vikings close out their homestand and look to extend their 4-game win streak this week against Eastern Washington and Idaho at Lewis and Clark. For more information, visit govikes.com.